Yo, what's going on, recovery family? It's Dan from Arizona. Wow, that still sounds weird. 9 months later. But yeah, Dan coming at you from Mesa, Arizona. Just wanted to say what's up real quick. I had a real quick video suggestion from one of my subscribers about Suboxone and just about knowing which doctors to go to and which ones to kind of stay away from. So I am going to kind of get into that a little bit. Now, mind you, everything I tell you is generalized. Obviously, there's going to be exceptions to every rule, but there are, in my opinion, three types of Suboxone doctors, and we'll go through each three, and we're going to see which one is probably the best fit for you as a person. Again, there's no right or wrong Suboxone doctor, although some treat you like you're wrong, but there are different Suboxone doctors for different levels of recovery and different support levels. I'll explain in a second. So, we'll start with the quote unquote liberal doctor, or the one that is basically going to give you the script without you spending a lot of time in the office. A lot more of these doctors exist than people know. Typically, and again, generally speaking, these are cash only doctors. These are the doctors that, although they have a practice and although they accept insurance for everything else, they don't accept insurance for Suboxone. They want the cash and up front, and you'll get your script every month or every 3 months or whatever they decide on. You'll notice those doctors, again, they're cash only. A lot of them work at a pain clinics or pain management places. Very rarely do you see one in like a family practice. They're typically pain doctors, the ones that are cash only. And I actually had one of them in Pennsylvania. This doctor in my town, Pennsylvania, was the type of doctor where he would want, the $200 up front. And then when I would come into the office, literally, I would check in at 3:30. The script would already be written, and I would get my weight, my urine, my blood pressure, whatever it is, and a couple questions about going through withdrawal. Is everything okay on your dose? I would say yes, and the nurse practitioner would give me my script. I would not even see the doctor. I saw the doctor my first appointment just to give him some background info, and that was it. From that point on, it was always a nurse practitioner or the receptionist up front that would give me my script. I would go in at 3:30. I'd be on my way to the pharmacy about 3:45. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, that's pretty cool. I don't have to spend an hour in the doctor's office spilling my life story. And it is, if you have a really good support system outside of the doctor's office. If you're in NA, AA, Celebrate Recovery, your wife, your family, you have friends that you can talk to about the emotions of recovery and about the other things other than medicine. So if you have a big support system and you're really just going there just to get your medicine, it's fine. That's a decent kind of doctor for you. Now, with that being said, there is the second type of doctor, the middle ground doctor, as I call them. They're the ones that usually do accept insurance. You will see them mostly in family practices. And what they'll do, and what I've noticed, because the doctor I'm at now in Arizona is that type of doctor, is that they will spend a little more time with you. They'll call you into their office. You'll actually see the doctor. They'll ask you a few questions, but then they'll leave it open. They'll say, Dan, what's going on with you? How are you feeling? And then you can let them know, oh, I have bad constipation, restless legs, whatever the case might be. And then they can kind of work on a game plan with you. But again, in 20 minutes, you're out the door. So it's not the end of the world, but yet they seem to care just a little more. Now, mind you, no doctor's going to bed at night thinking about you and how your pain is. I mean, obviously, we all work for a living and we all deal with customers, and none of us go to bed at night worrying how our customers are. But at least when you're there in the office, they really do seem to care. That's the type of doctor I have right now. That's the type of doctor I would recommend for people that want a little bit of accountability, don't maybe have that huge support system outside, so they do need to talk to their doctor a little more, and they do need to vent a little more, and they do need to ask more questions because they don't have that those friends or that recovery coach or that mentor that they can go to. So it's a good doctor for a lot of people. Now, the third doctor. This is the doctor that a couple people have gone to, and nobody seems to be happy with those type of doctors. This is what I call the the Nazi doctor, I guess you call it the Nazi Suboxone doctor, because they're the ones that literally will count your used Suboxone wrappers. Like, you have to bring them in with you, and you sit there while they count them. A lot of times these places will actually make you wait until the urine test comes back. So a lot of times they have like in-house ones where they shake it and it can see if it's like a different color or whatever, and they make you wait until they get the results, and then they just micromanage the living hell out of you, and they want to know exactly, what did you do this week for recovery, how many hours did you spend reading the big book, how many which is great. Again, if you have no support system whatsoever and you need some kind of accountability, I always say these doctors are best for the chronic relapser, the person that might be tempted to sell a few of theirs for a bag. That type of person, that might be a good doctor for them to see, because they will over micromanage you to death. So if you're the type of person that needs to be micromanaged, then go for it. But for a large majority of us, we don't want doctors looking down on us and telling us every little thing we did wrong and micromanaging us and being like, why are you 2 wrappers short this month? Most of us don't want that. So there's that middle ground doctor. So again, just to review, the doctor that's very liberal, I guess liberal is the right word, but just very nonchalant, there you go. The one that will just say, give me cash, come into my office, here's a script, see you next month. Again, great if you have a big support system and you're literally only there to get your medicine. B, the family doctor, the one that cares, the one that takes time to ask you how you're doing, the one that mostly probably accepts insurance, and the one that will take the time to discuss your situation without making you feel like an addict, without making you feel like a piece of crap, make you feel like a human. And then the third doctor, the Suboxone Nazi, who will count every wrapper you have, and God forbid you're 1 short. Again, generalizations, I'm sure there's exceptions to the rule, but for anybody who's just starting this journey, it can be pretty overwhelming. And I want to make sure, before this video gets too long, that you understand that just because you have an appointment with a Suboxone doctor and you go to that doctor and that doctor is a Suboxone Nazi or is way too nonchalant for you, you can keep it moving. Like, you don't have no obligation to go back to them. There's, God, I think I counted like 30 Suboxone doctors in like the greater Phoenix area alone, just in my side, the East Valley, and that's in one city in the United States. I mean, I can't even imagine the amount of doctors that are prescribed or have the certificate to prescribe Suboxone these days. So keep it moving. Some other doctors, if you're an anxious person, if you're put on anxiety medication like Xanax, Klonopin, Valium, anything like that, a lot of doctors won't prescribe it if you're on that anxiety med. A lot will. So again, if you're in that situation, you gotta shop. Keep it moving. They work for you. You're looking for the right fit for you. You're not desperate to find whomever. There's plenty of doctors around. This isn't 2005 anymore, where there was one doctor per city that was able to prescribe it. Now you have choices. Take control of your recovery. Step 1, find a Suboxone doctor you can trust that is not going to overdo it with you, but also treat you the way you want to be treated. So I hope that helps give you a brief generalization of what type of Suboxone doctors you should be looking into. Of course, any specific questions, please just drop a comment down there. I'm going to get back to you ASAP with any specific questions that you have. But just keep it strong, guys, and just know that, you know, Suboxone does save lives, but again, it is only medicine at the end of the day. So you do got to have a support system in place, accountability, all that stuff. So no matter how busy your life gets, no matter how crazy your life gets, listen, it's worth an hour to go to a meeting or to go to counseling or to get on Facebook or YouTube or whatnot and listen to a motivational speech or to talk with your fellow recovering addicts, you know, all that stuff, man, because life's, before you know it, life's so busy you forget to do this stuff, and then one day you wake up and your best friend dies of an overdose and it really wakes you up. This stuff's not going away, guys. I mean, I know we're in recovery now, and it feels like maybe it's going away for us a little bit because we're not living it every day as much as we used to. We were in active addiction, but man, this shit's still going on, guys. Like worse than ever. I don't care. Philly, Phoenix, Seattle, Alaska, Hawaii. I really don't care. It's going on everywhere. So we gotta stay strong. We really do, and we gotta take control of our own recovery because if we don't, nobody else will. Remember that. That's number one. Take control of your recovery. This is Dan from Phoenix. Miss you guys. Love you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Drop the specific questions in the comments. Be touching base with you guys soon on a new video. Love y'all.